welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is it. This is the big one. It's great saying that when Jay's not here. Manchester United versus Brighton. My name's Joe. That is Adam McKola. Hello, Adam. Big game, this. Yeah. Big game. A chance to cement 3 in a row for Ruben Amorim's Manchester United. Well, you say that. We'll get into it in a minute. Man United have lost 6 of their last 7 league games against Brighton. You could argue it's harder than playing Liverpool. You could say that. Because even before last week, our record against Liverpool was better than this. Obviously, Brighton are not Liverpool. But there's loads of stuff to get into. Mm-hmm. First of all, let's talk about confidence a little bit. Because that's one thing we certainly haven't had under Ruben Amorim since he got here. It's the first time we've won 2 in a row. It's the first time we've won away at Anfield. It's a big moment this last week or so. How do you think we take that into the Brighton game? And does it help us or does it give us this kind of false hope where we're going to take Brighton for granted?
I quite like the fact it's Brighton who, look, obviously on paper you look at it and you go, Manchester United 3 points, right? But then you dig into the fact that Brighton are a very good team. They're well coached. They've got a fantastic world-class striker in Danny Welbeck up front.
One of the GOATs.
One of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. And also you look at that record and you have to be ready for this. Like, you can't get complacent with this because you look at the record and you go, well, we've lost 6 out of the last 7 league games against them. So you almost have to be even more switched on. And it's no disrespect to them, but you know, if you have a Burnley or a Sunderland after the Liverpool game, maybe it's easier to be a bit complacent, just be like, yeah, we're going to steamroller these. And I think that was one of the big parts of that Liverpool game was it's such a difficult game, it's such a historic game, it's such, you know, you're at Anfield, everyone really wants to win there, we haven't won in 10 years. It's easy to dig in and battle and fight and do all those things, right? And we're going to be expected to have a little bit more of the ball in this game. We're going to be expected to do a lot of the pushing and the pressing and all that kind of stuff. And the pressure is on us even more now. Like, we have to go on a run. We have to, you know, try and drag ourselves into the top 5 and see what we can do and get into that mix. And this is a big game, man, because as good as that victory was at Anfield on Sunday, if we don't beat Brighton, it's going to be very much doom and gloom again.
Yeah, it needs to feel like we're sort of cementing that, I think, with at least, you know, a point. I mean, I'm not saying that I would take a draw, but if it's another loss, because it's been win, loss, win, loss, win, win.
You shocked me when you said that yesterday.
I honestly think, we'll get into predictions and stuff, obviously. I think it's going to be a real horrible game of football, this.
It's going to be a very difficult game.
Yeah.
But then some of the noises we're hearing coming out of Old Trafford, I think Larry Whitwell has done a report on like some of the players coming straight back into Carrington after being at Anfield. So they would have got there, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the evening. And they've gone to do some recovery work. Then some of the players that had a little bit of time off the day after, they turn up like a day, look, you'd expect that almost from professional footballers. And I wonder if the new Carrington has made an impact on that, you know, having all those facilities and stuff. You would expect that from professional footballers and you want that from everyone. But the reality of it is that not everybody does that. And we were kind of speaking before we started recording where, you know, if they weren't fancying the manager or they didn't fancy what was going on, it's a lot easier to just not do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you don't really look bad for not doing it either.
No.
It's not something you're going to get criticised for, but like I said, doing it just gives you that extra, like, oh, they're serious about this, they care.
And they're focusing on this game, I think.
Yeah.
I think they have to be aware of how big of a game this is. And also, because of how tactically astute Brighton are, I think the manager will have a plan as well.
Yeah. Well, moving on to that, we'll talk about the style of play, because we've seen different things under Amorim, and I think for a long time he was criticised for just doing the same thing all the time, or that was the way it was perceived anyway, whether that was the truth or not. System, formation. Everyone's got an opinion on it. Even pundits who you could see barely watch Man United would tell you that a 5 at the back cannot work at Manchester United, cannot work in the Premier League. All of a sudden, you know, a couple of good results, and now people are looking the opposite way at it, that actually this 5 at the back system or this adaptability that he seems to have brought into his sort of managerial style is what's helping Man United. Like the fact that we went long against Liverpool and almost, we didn't even try and win those headers. Yeah. We let Liverpool win it and we'll sweep up the second balls.
Do you think that's because of the centre-backs that we had? None of them are, I think, look, De Ligt and Shaw and Maguire within their own rights can pass the ball. But they're not very press resistant. And they're not very, you know, like they're not Lisandro Martinez, are they?
No.
And you think that's almost become a necessity because of who we got? Like if Lenny Yoro plays, maybe you're more inclined to playing the ball.
Yeah.
But do you think that is something
It
of
probably
it? Or
plays
do you
into
think
it.
it's more of a let's win the knockdowns?
Yeah.
As
I think
route
maybe
one
a
and-
little bit of both. If you start with, I want to play Maguire today because we're going to sit back and we need to defend the box and he's our best box defender, or certainly in that conversation, then maybe it all branches out from there. But I think there's an equal chance that it was a sort of nice coincidence that we want to go long and win those second balls because for some reason our pressing isn't that great. I don't know why. I don't know whether that's just because we ain't got the legs in midfield, whether because they're not quite getting it. Also, our playing out from the back aren't great. So what system can you play where it doesn't rely on you to press too high and it doesn't rely on you to play out from the back? Well, let's go long and win second balls. We can do that. Cunha's works hard. Bruno's very good at that. Casemiro can read the game well. And if they do head it all the way back to our defence, well, we've got Maguire and De Ligt there. I kind of think it all seemed to work together. We can't also expect that every single game we're just going to boot it long 46 times and win the game because you are putting the ball in a 50-50.
Also, people don't mind if you do it against Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I mean, we did it against Sunderland to a certain degree, but we also had good passages of play, good, ball retention at times.
You have
we
to
sort of
mix
did
it
a
up.
bit of everything, yeah.
And I think Sesko's good for that.
Yeah.
He's very good at controlling the ball, bringing others into play, getting a touch off and stuff like that. You know how you just mentioned Cunha? I know we're going to go into predicted 11s.
Yeah.
But one of the... Obviously, I want Kobbie Mainoo to ideally be in this team. I'm probably not going to predict him to be in this team.
Yeah.
But one of the big team selection issues, which a good issue for me, is Cunha or Mount in this game. Like, what do you think that comes down to for this fixture?
I think...
If if Cunha's fully fit, do you think he just starts?
No, not necessarily. I think the reason he wanted Cunha to play, he sort of said it before the game, I think Cunha brings the ball forward through the pitch better than Mount does. Mount's better at keeping the ball in their areas. Mount's better at ratting out, I think, in the middle. But Cunha, you can give him the ball on your 18-yard box and he'll go past a man and drive to their 18-yard box. I think against Liverpool playing counter-attack, Cunha's better for that. We may do the same against Brighton, but I think there'll be more of an emphasis, because we're at home, because Brighton aren't as good as Liverpool, I know that they're still really good, there'll be more of an emphasis on us keeping the ball, which I think was what we did against Sunderland. So I think we're more likely to see Mount than Cunha if you can only play one of them, personally.
I think
What
that
do you
is the
think?
big selection issue. We'll see what I think when we do our predicted 11s, but I think that's the big debate. And I don't know, people in the comments, let us know what you think. Do you think it should be Mount or Cunha?
Well, let's move on to the predicted 11s.
Because we're assuming Sesko plays.
We're assuming Sesko does play, yeah. We'll get to our predicted 11s in a second. But before that, as always, we love your score predictions. So send them in. Send a video of yourself in your house, at work, go for a walk,
You're
on
gonna
the
film one
toilet.
now?
Whatever, I'm going to film one now. And we're going to go.
do?
Yeah, simple as this. So to get your phone in landscape, record it, send your predictions in to paddockmatchday@gmail.com. The email address is in the description, so you can click that, send it in, and you'll be featured in the pre-match
United
watch
gonna win
along
6-0.
build up. 6-0 from Adam McKola, love that. Also, if you haven't already, check out the link in the description for all of our new clothing line.
That's beautiful,
This
by
is
the
a
way.
beautiful little green and gold piece. This is really nice.
Yes.
And the good quality as well, the hoodie, feel that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Jay's had his missus in the sweatshop, hasn't he?
Yes. And she's also got these lovely metal tips on the just nice little touches of quality. So
Yeah.
make sure you check out the link.
Come nice
in
packaged as
the
well.
description. It's all nice. It's
all
fantastic. And there's
very
hoodies, there's
nice.
t-shirts, there's everything. So get in touch.
They're talking about
in the
6-0. Sorry to deviate from Manchester United versus Brighton.
Go on.
But looking back on Sunday, have you watched that video of them three widges? One of them looks like Robbie Savage, and his two kids are next to him.
Yeah.
And they're going, "Oh, we're going to beat United 6-0, 7-0."
It was just the
Fucking twats.
pre-match predictions. And then I didn't even see the result. I just saw that bit. They're all so fucking giddy, weren't they?
Yeah, it's all like just
Chill out, lads.
smug.
Yeah, smug. Smug is the word. Right, let's get into team predictions then. Start with you, Adam. What you
Right, Sen in goal.
got? Goes without saying.
Of
at this
course,
point.
yeah. He looks very good at the bar. I think maybe he could come off his line a little bit more. Seems to have a little bit of the David De Gea gene at times. But he's looking very good. I'm nitpicking there.
Yeah.
One of the things that really scared me, he had it massively under control. But you know when that high looping ball came down and he kind of went back like he was taking a throw in.
Had it under control.
Yeah. That shit me up a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
I've gone for Lenny Yoro to return to the team.
Yeah.
No slight on Harry Maguire. This is my... You could potentially go Maguire, In the middle, De Ligt on the right, Yaro on the left, which we've seen before, haven't we?
Yeah.
But I think go with Lenny Yaro, De Ligt, Shaw.
The manager seems to like Shaw, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be the only one. Mazraoui,
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
I think Casemiro comes out for this one. And we see Ugarte come in. Obviously, he played a lot of football in the international break. He exerted a lot of energy against Liverpool. And I thought when Ugarte came on, he looked okay. So I've got Ugarte in to freshen that midfield area up. I'd love to pick Kobbie Mainoo, but without pushing Bruno into the front three, it's difficult to do that at the moment. And we're not going to see a Bruno Mainoo in like central midfield, unfortunately.
No.
Patrick Dorgu on the left. Delors scared me at Anfield, you know.
I thought it was all right second half, but first half he looked shaky.
He kept just smashing the ball back into the middle of the pitch. Like he did a few of those. Like I love Delors as well. I think he's a very good player, but I don't think he's had a very good start to the season.
Yeah.
Mason Mount, and Bumo, and Benji Sesko back in the lineup. Yeah, I think
we'll play Sesko. Well. I think where against Liverpool we didn't want to get the flick-ons, we wanted the second balls. I think we'll want the flick-ons again in this game. And I think at Old Trafford you need to at least appear to be a little bit more front foot in terms of, you know, you're not relying on them to make a mistake. You're trying to sort of be a bit more proactive. My team's very similar. I think 2 changes. I've got Ahmad in at right wing back and Casemiro in the middle. That's the only differences. What?
I want Ahmad in.
Put him in then.
So to get Ahmad in my team, I put Yoro on the right, Luke Shaw's dropping out, Mazraoui right centre back.
Nice.
Amad Diallo right wing back. I want to see Mazraoui in the team. I think he's such an intelligent footballer.
Yeah.
I do want to see him starting in the team again. So I'll go with that.
I like that. I think that's a fair sort of distribution. I think Mazraoui as well, especially at home, as a centre back.
Such a good footballer, man.
He is. I think if we do try and play out from the back a bit as well, he'll be really helpful for that. So in terms of the rest of my team then, it is very similar to yours. Like I said, Ahmad on the right, Bruno, I've got Casemiro instead of Ugarte. Dorgu, I think, comes back in to start, and then I agree with that front three. I think we're going to go up to Sesko with those flick-ons, like we saw against Chelsea, like we saw against Sunderland. I think that's going to be the sort of approach. I think we'll play out from the back as well, especially if what your prediction says is true with the Mazraoui playing. I think we're even more capable of doing that. I just don't want to see us constantly play out from the back, then pressing us. I've got so many visions of Brighton just winning the ball back in our half. It's horrible.
Belieber's going to turn up like he's
going to be unreal.
Zinedine Zidane, isn't he? I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you prefer to see in the defence Luke Shaw at left centre back or Mazraoui at right centre back? Which is your preferred
that's a good question.
Full back at centre back option?
Yeah. Overall, probably Mazraoui, but I think other than the City game and was it the Fulham game, I think Luke Shaw's looked quite good there this season. I thought he was good against Liverpool. I don't think he did much wrong at all, but sometimes he has lapses in concentration, doesn't he? That I think Mazraoui.
What's the game where he just got chopped up outside the box?
Was it not the City game?
Was that the City game?
I think it was City. He was very bad against Man City. So that's the only problem for me. Moving on to Brighton then, we spoke about this terrible record. They keep getting rid of players, getting rid of managers, and things keep just trucking on. They're 1 point behind us. They've got 12 points after 8 games. They're 10th, which is sort of that Brighton region. They might go on a good run over the next 10 games, end up 6th at Christmas. They might go the other way. But they're sort of doing what Brighton does, which is a horrible time to play against them and making shitloads of profit and not seemingly getting relegated somehow. Yeah,
someone mentioned to me about Brighton yesterday. They were like, Brighton kept getting done over by Chelsea. And I was like, done over?
No.
They're doing Chelsea over.
Yeah.
And I think if the reason they sign players like Caicedo, I think for 5 million, was it? Maybe something like a nominal fee, and then sell him for 100 plus. That's their remit. That's what they want to do, right? Tony Bloom as well, he's very much a stats guy, isn't he? He's a poker fella. And he's a very stats and data analysis driven guy who makes those signings and looks to sell them at a profit. So I think that's what they look to do. They're an incredible team. Their recruitment's been spot on. And there's always, like a little bit with Brentford where that chopping and changing has caught up with them a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be happening with Brighton.
I don't know why. And again, obviously, you look at players like Belabor, who supposedly United want. He seems to be their next
supposedly. Why are you supposedly in it all of a sudden?
Well, that United did want in the summer.
You pretended we don't want him anymore.
And supposedly still do. I don't know, maybe he's not the best to start.
We didn't want you anyway.
But they've got so many players like that. I mean, eventually it's hard to keep repeating this kind of conveyor belt. But like you said, what is it? Cucurella, Caicedo, Pedro. They've sold to Chelsea for like...
They took Graham Potter.
Yeah. So over 200 million, which is probably more than Brighton is worth as a football club.
They signed someone this summer and just sent him to Strasbourg.
They just smashed
Who was
that? Yes, they did.
Enciso.
Yes, they did. I forgot about that.
And I'm sure there's another Chelsea, Brighton.
Yeah, it's mad. So, and then like you said, that's exactly what they want.
Have we signed anyone for Brighton?
I don't think so.
We should have signed Danny Welbeck this summer.
Yeah, we should have done. But yeah, they've got a lot of good players. Like you said, keep an eye on Baleba because he's probably going to come to Old Trafford, and this is like an audition for his move in the summer. If to prove United should still buy him if he wants to come.
Someone just stick one on him. Yeah,
he's going to have a big game, isn't he? Let's get to a score predictions then. All of that being said, Brighton are tough. We're on a bit of a roll for the first time in 2 years. How's this going to pan out?
It's going to be very tight. Tight like a tiger. But it's going to be 3-1 Manchester United. So it's going to be 2-1 late on. They're going to be pushing. We're going to score. Danny Welbeck's going to score as well. He might score first.
That's a tough one. Here's what I'm going to say. I think this is going to be a horrible game. And I think that everyone at the end of it is going to go...
Thank God we got through that with 3 points.
Yeah, well, hopefully that. But it's going to be... After Liverpool, and suddenly I thought, this was a horrible game. United didn't look very good. We couldn't play out from the back. We kept getting caught. I don't think Man United are going to look good during this game. And I think we have to accept that and just hope we get 3 points. Brighton are really good. And for some reason, they seem to be our current squad's absolute kryptonite. Whether that's our midfielders, our ability to play out from the back, whatever it is... Brighton always look good against us. So it's going to be a horrible, scrappy match. I think we might sneak a win, or I think it's going to be 1-1 personally. And we're all going to be a little bit deflated, but I don't think we should be. It's a horrible game, 1-1, personally. But give me that 3-1 if I can see that.
When we've done predictions before, like before the Liverpool game, you said a draw, but I asked you, does that mean you think we'll lose?
Yeah.
Do you think we'll lose?
No. I actually don't. The Liverpool one I did, and I said that eventually.
Yeah.
This one, I actually think it's going to be a draw. Because we haven't drawn in ages either. We're win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, win.
They haven't got back-to-back wins in their last 5 either. Their form is... They've won 2 out of their last 3, but that includes 2 draws and a defeat as well.
Yeah. No, I think that United need to pull through. I could see a win. I could see a draw. But I think it's going to be a really horrible, difficult game to watch, and we're all going to feel a little bit deflated after it because we didn't push on the way we expected.
An early goal in this game would be fucking lovely. You know how you just score after a minute against... Imagine that becomes our thing. Just keep scoring in the first minute.
Bliss. Like Chelsea getting a red card every week, we score in the first minute every week.
Yeah, that'd be class.
It would.
Come on, Reds.
Adam, thank you very much. Nice to see you, as always. Are you going to be going to the game?
Unfortunately, not. I should be playing poker, but if I'm not playing poker, I'll be at the game. Although I've already committed my tickets to my friend, so
you might be on the watch long then.
Possibly. Don't get excited, guys at home.
They're not getting excited.
I'm planning on winning big money this week.
Don't get excited.
And you've had enough of me on the channel this week already.
It's been fantastic.
I'm not going to be on for another 3 weeks after this.
No, that's not true. Huh? It's been fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. Like I said, send your score predictions into paddockmatchday@gmail.com. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in a bit.